Now we are going to talk about the fifth and final paragraph that you will be writing for your argumentative essay. And this paragraph is called the concluding paragraph. So like the other PowerPoints, please be looking for the red letters in your PowerPoint so you can fill in the boxes on your assignment page. This will be for assignment page 9. So this will be the concluding paragraph, and the conclusion to an argument essay has 3 different parts. You will want to make sure that you put your thesis statement in there, and you're just going to paraphrase the thesis statement. Remember, paraphrase means you're just going to shorten what your thesis statement is. You don't have to repeat the entire thing, just kind of a shortened version of it. For example, students with a year-round school schedule have an advantage over their peers who follow a 10-month schedule. Okay, so that would just be a restatement of the thesis. Then, the second part of the concluding paragraph, you need to review the key points. Remind the reader of key supporting details. Now, you don't want to go over every single one of your supporting details, just the ones that you think are the most important. Here's some examples. A year-round schedule will prevent students from losing the hard-earned knowledge gained during the school year. It will also, and then you could include another one. So just making sure that you maybe hit 1 or 2 really important key points that you want to make sure your reader remembers of your supporting details. Then the third part of the concluding paragraph is you want to leave the reader thinking at the end of your essay. So finally, provide a benefit that will result from complying with or going along with the argument, or provide a call to action to move the audience into wanting to make a change. So an example of that might sound like this. The nation's future depends upon having intelligent citizens. Schools must be year-round in order to graduate such citizens. So the first sentence in this leave the reader thinking part basically was talking about how to going along with the argument, trying to convince the reader to go along with it, with one more good, important statement. And then also down here, they're trying to get people to maybe believe in it or have a call to action. Maybe people will do something about it in order to make a change in something. So that will be the end of your essay with your concluding paragraph. Now, here are some other tips about your argumentative essay that you want to do and to not do. So just some important tips for you. What's cool? Use strong, convincing language. Don't weaken your argument by using I believe or I think. Remember, these are opinion statements. So use examples like, studies indicate that students had little or no academic growth over summer breaks, especially in math. Don't use things like, I think that studies show that students had little or no academic growth over summer breaks. This is basically the same sentence, but because you put I think at the front here, then it becomes an opinion. So leave these words out. What is cool is to cite reliable research sources. Don't cite vague information or details that can't be proven. Remember, we are looking for facts in our argumentative essay. For example, in one California year-round district, the average third grader scored 13% higher on reading tests after their school converted to a year-round process. And then this is how they quoted or referenced where they got that statistic, and I will be teaching you how to do that in a few weeks. This does not work. Students in year-round programs have reading scores that are extremely high. That's vague information, and there's really no details that you can prove. These details you can prove. It is cool to use 2 to 3 facts, examples, and/or statistics per body paragraph. So remember, make sure you're including those in that second and third paragraph. Don't rely on personal experiences. So example, according to the New York Times, or something like Tina Law, director of, and you might quote something that she said. Something that would be a personal experience would be, my cousin Benny loves going to school in July. That might be true about your cousin Benny, but that is not a fact. It's just something that is a personal experience. So quote professionals and places that you know you can prove. It's cool to be respectful of those who disagree with your position, and not cool to insult those who disagree. So remember that. Here's an example. Opponents might argue that students need a long summer break. That's okay to be respectful, and that's probably in the counter argument. But here is one example that would not be respectful. Only an idiot would say that students don't need a long summer break.